Hello, welcome to British Broadcasting Channel. Today we will be continuing the Indus update from last week, reporting on the history and state of the Indus River. The Indus River is in Asia and runs through Pakistan and China. The Indus River is a long river with many curves and a large delta. In most places, you can't drive a boat as large as an oil tanker due to shallow water. The Indus River's drainage area is 4,500 square miles. The annual drainage of the Indus begins at the height of the world in the form of glaciers, as with the rivers Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, and Sutlej. The Indus is a main supply of potable water, and the ultimate source of the Indus's water supply is from the Himalayan mountains. The Indus River is about 2,000 miles long and is the 21st largest river in the world. Major technological advances of the ancient Indus civilization included the use of many crude instruments to make life easier. One tool used by the Indus people was shirtweights. Shirtweights were stones cut into cubes and used to weigh imported goods. Another ancient technology included the use of perforated vases. It is believed that they were used to make fermented drinks such as alcohol. Indus people also used ergonomics to make bangles that were shaped and sized specifically for human use. Urbanization is the movement of people from unpopulated areas to largely populated cities. An example of urbanization is the development of an ancient urban center in the Indus River Valley. Evidence of urban planning was found on the site of the urban center, and it is believed that it was used to efficiently utilize land to accommodate the maximum number of residents possible. Urbanization is impacting the Indus River by bringing people to the valley. This changes the environment around the Indus, with pollution from the river from the people living in the nearby cities and villages. Here are two positive and two negative effects of urbanization on the Indus River. The economic benefit of populating the river is one of the positive effects of urbanization. Tests can be run on water quality, oxidation, and pollution, etc. to keep track of the health of the Indus River. Another positive effect is the growing of crops done by the people living around the Indus. Growing crops creates healthier air and holds down soil to prevent erosion. One negative effect is pollution caused by people living around the river. Garbage and sewage leaks could be deposited into the river. Another negative effect of urbanization is runoff from the farmland used to grow crops. Fertilizers and other soil treatments can easily run off the farmland and into the Indus. Scientists measure a number of water quality parameters to understand the health of a river. One water quality parameter is temperature. The temperature of the Indus River is quite warm, but due to global warming and other pollutions and problems going on in the river, the temperature of the river increased by 3 degrees Celsius. Sewage and other pollutions have added to the river, and these can change the turbidity, pH, temperature, and more. Power plants near the river are used to determine the water pollution and temperature levels of the river. Another water quality parameter is pH. pH is the measure of acidity or alkalinity in any substance and is on a scale from 1 to 14. The pH levels in the Indus are between 6.28 and 8.17, with a mean pH of 7.54. Depending on the region, it can be a little more acidic or basic. The pH can be tested by tubes and chemicals used and then adding water to find acidity. Water pollution is the main environmental problem in the Indus River. Wastewater discharges a lot of sewage into the river. Treatment plants can help the case in a way, but not on a large scale. In some cases, the river's capacity is exceeded, and in some cases, there are septic problems. Thermal power plants give off heat to the river and can raise the temperature of the Indus by 3 degrees Celsius. This change in temperature can affect the marine life in the Indus. Since there's a lot of sewage and waste in the river, it is also a health threat. The river is used for agricultural and drinking purposes. Because of this, it is very harmful to humans. There is a large amount of nitrate nitrogen in the water. The increased amount of nitrate nitrogen, when in water and drank, can cause a disease to little children known as blue baby syndrome. This disease is caused by a loss of oxygen molecules in the water, and the baby's stomach allows bacteria to enter the bloodstream. Since there is a loss of oxygen in the bloodstream, there is a bluish color to baby's nails, skin, and lips. This is where the name blue baby syndrome comes from. The Republic of India and the Islamic Republic of Pakistan share a treaty for the Indus River. This treaty gives India the authority to the waters of the Indus River. The World Bank has taken part in the water treaty too. All of the different groups that have taken part in the water treaty meet to discuss what is happening on the river and how they can improve any problems. Two main problems being solved in the river are pollution due to sewage and many other reasons, and the availability of water for all the different countries and states sharing the Indus.
Thank you, Dr. Walczyk. The 7 features of civilization usually associated with the Indus people are things like organized government and complex religions, job specialization, including artisans and herders who arose in Indus culture, along with social classes where religious leaders were commonly part of the highest level of society, arts and architecture, as in religious temples or homes, public works such as temples, and writing. In fact, ancient civilizations were known for their poetry. Writing, social classes, and complex religion are 3 features of civilization found in the Indus River Valley. Though writings have not been found from the Indus civilization, rich and diverse literature was left by the Tamil kingdoms. Many civilizations, such as the Aryans, had social classes, with religious leaders at the top and people who weren't entirely of Aryan descent near the bottom. People from both ancient and modern Indian civilizations are polytheistic, as well as the people today. Recently, the civilizations around the Indus River Valley have impacted the Indus itself. India is constructing dams on the Indus and is therefore violating the Indus Water Treaty it signed with Pakistan. The dams are reducing the amount of water that can flow into Pakistan's portion of the river Indus. In July of 2010, there were unusually heavy monsoon rains that continued for 2 months and flooded parts of Pakistan. The flooding destroyed 1,400,000 acres of farmland, killed over 2,000 people, and destroyed over 1 million homes. There is reason to believe that water parameters were drastically changed because of things like runoff from the high ground into the Indus watershed. The river Indus has negatively impacted many people due to the aforementioned flooding and the violation of the Indus Water Treaty. The flooding has killed people and ruined farmland, whilst the violation of the treaty with Pakistan limits their water sources. The fertile land provided by the Indus has allowed the people of the Indus River Valley to farm successfully for thousands of years. The proximity of the river also allows every house to have plumbing in their own bathing areas connected to neighborhood wells. Priests dominated government and made many of the decisions that determined the Harappa way of life. Priests prepared the Harappan people for war and made all of defense preparations instead of warriors. Priests had their control because the Harappa people believed that they were closer to their gods and goddesses. Gods were shown in ancient drawings often as nude male figures with horned masks, and goddesses were often shown as nude female figures with large amounts of jewelry. Goddesses, or mother goddesses, were often worshipped by majorly common people, and gods were worshipped largely by priests and higher class people. This has been the Indus Update on BBC News with James Santora, Samuel Walczyk, Madeline Welty, and Aaron Wilder. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the latest episode of Doctor Who coming up next.